Hi there. So today I'd like to talk to you about something that's a little less ridiculous shenanigans and a little more serious real life business. If that's not what you're looking for or you don't want to see that for some reason, I've put some links to cute videos of cats in the description. Go check those out. So by the time this video will have uploaded, it's probably April 2nd pretty much everywhere. And that means one thing. International Autism Awareness Day. Among the autistic community on, for example, Tumblr, there is one way we describe it. Brace yourself, awareness is coming. To be honest, what we need is not more awareness, we need more acceptance. I am, in fact, autistic, and considering that this video will probably upload April 2nd, I wanted to talk about autism awareness. You see, April is considered the month for autism awareness, and April 2nd in particular is International Autism Awareness Day. You might have seen stuff like lighted up blue or puzzle pieces in primary colors, stuff like that. I want to talk about that and basically why it's not a good thing and why really you shouldn't support certain organizations that claim to be all in favor of helping people who are autistic. The whole autism awareness thing was coined by one organization in the US, and that organization does anything except help autistic people. Help parents? Help family? Well, if you consider them throwing a pity party for themselves helping, the organization is called Autism Speaks. They claim to be all in favor of autism awareness and helping people who are autistic and helping the families of autistic people, but they don't. They're an organization whose main focus is on searching for a cure for autism. Regardless of the fact that most people who are autistic do not want this cure, regardless of the fact that this will likely make people force the cure on autistic people in their surroundings. They were also the ones who coined the whole lighted up blue thing. Do you want to know why it's blue and not some other color? It's because there's more boys with autism. It's actually not true. There are probably just as many women with autism as there are men with autism. But because women are socialized in a different way, the autism is often not diagnosed in women. So this Autism Speaks, what's so bad about them? Well, for an organization that claims to help people with autism and is all about autism, there's a couple things that are very, very wrong with it. For example, the fact that there are no autistic people on the board of Autism Speaks. The fact that only 3% of their budget goes to help for families. Autism Speaks also does things like claim the advances made by actually autistic people for themselves. Like, there was a Google search, one of those autocompletes, you know the ones, that said stuff like autistic people should die, autistic people should be locked up. And after a flash blog by a lot of autistic people, this was changed by Google. And Autism Speaks took that victory for themselves. Or the fact that a woman who had a job offer at them asked for help taking care of her autistic son, and she was declined her job offer after that. Or the fact that they were responsible for videos such as Autism Every Day, in which a person that is on the Autism Speaks board or was on the Autism Speaks board talks about contemplating a murder-suicide in front of her autistic daughter, who is playing there, because her autistic daughter is such a burden. And the only reason she doesn't do it is because she has a non-autistic daughter who would have to grow up without a mother. Or I Am Autism, in which an ominous voice talks about how it is autism and it destroys marriages and it will make you unhappy. Really? You claim to be all in favor for awareness, but you come up with this type of bullshit? So basically what they do is create a stigma that is already on autism, and it makes people a lot more afraid of autism in general. There is in fact nothing scary at all about autism. I say that because autism, unlike some diseases that autism is compared to in some propaganda does not affect our bodies. It's just that our brains are wired differently and we process information in a different way than non-autistic people do. Hell, some of us can even lead successful lives. I know of people who are autistic that finish their education, who work 40 hours a week, or even more. People who are autistic with their own businesses, who invent stuff. Yes, there are autistic people who are not that high functioning, who will need help their entire lives. Just because it takes some of us longer to reach a certain level of functioning doesn't mean that we're worthless, that we're dumb, that we're stupid. April also brings with itself the parents of low functioning autistic kids. Often only children, because obviously there are no autistic adults, right? I mean, I'm not real, come on. Who claim that just because some of us can talk or some of us finish an education, we are not really autistic? My child could never do that. That's fair enough. Maybe your child will always require help, but that does not make people who are like me, who can just talk, who are excellent at talking, not autistic. That doesn't make autistic people who have children of their own, who work 40 hours a week, who go to school, not autistic. We all are autistic and we all need some help in some way or another. We might need different help from those who can't talk, for those who need help getting out of bed. But that doesn't mean that our need for help isn't real. I mentioned puzzle pieces earlier in the video. There's a reason why a lot of us don't really like them. There's the whole idea behind until every piece fits. We're not a puzzle to be solved, we're just people. To be honest, I don't really like them, and I think that anyone who has a tattoo of puzzle pieces for autism kind of has the wrong idea. I mean, sure, it might be a grand gesture and you might do it because your niece or your son or your child or whatever is autistic, but really think about what the puzzle pieces represent. Think about, would you want to be represented like that yourself? Would you want to be infantilized, or would you want to be thought of as a puzzle to be solved? I didn't think so. Anyway, what I'm trying to say with this video is that autism is a spectrum. Some of us are high functioning, some of us are low functioning, but we all need help in some way. My point is to not support organizations such as Autism Speaks. There's a link below in the description with organizations that do consider what people who are autistic really need and are good for autistic people. That puzzle pieces aren't really the greatest thing to represent autism, and that really you shouldn't light it up blue because all that money goes to Autism Speaks and they're pretty gross. Really, there's nothing weird about most of us. Really, we're not weird, we're just different. Anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.